Hello, this is Jim Michaels with the Hickory Heights Church of Christ in Lewisburg, Tennessee. I'd like to share with you just a short message from the Bible. I'd like for us to read just a few verses and make some observation about those verses. In Luke, the 9th chapter, I'd like for us to begin reading in verses 57. It says, "And now it happened as they journeyed on the road that someone said to him, 'Lord, I will follow you wherever you go.' And Jesus said to him, 'Foxes have holes, and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head.' Then he said to another, 'Follow me.' But he said, 'Lord, let me first go and bury my father.' And Jesus said to him, 'Let the dead bury their own dead, but you go and preach the kingdom of God.' And another also said, 'Lord, I will follow you, but let me first go and bid them farewell who are at my house.' But Jesus said to him, 'No one having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of God.'" Now, two of these men come to Jesus and tell him that they want to follow him. One is invited by the Lord. Certainly all are invited by the Lord to follow him. But now, there's some things I want to call your attention to that's involved in following Jesus. Now, if you just look at these as a whole, really, the primary thought is that there's a cost involved. That's what I want to call your attention to, at least in the first one. But make a couple of other observations from the other two. He said, "I will follow you." And he said, "Now foxes have holes and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. Do you understand that if you follow me, then there's a cost involved in following me?" You know, that's one thing that we all need to be aware of. We can follow, but there's sacrifices that are required of us. And it may be just like this individual, if he followed Jesus, he didn't have a place to lay his head, and he's telling him that. And so there's a cost involved if we're to follow Jesus. Sacrifices required of us. And then another said, "Let me first go and bury my father." His answer seems to be somewhat harsh, but really it's teaching a great truth, I believe. He said, "Let the dead bury their own dead." Now, those that are dead physically, they're to be buried by those who are dead spiritually. He said, "But you go and preach the kingdom of God." Really, the thing that we need to see in this is our priorities have to be right. We have to put the Lord first, even ahead of burying those that are dead physically. And so there's a cost, but yet there's priorities. And then one other thing I want you to see in this, and that is we have to keep our focus in life. And another also said, "Lord, I will follow you, but let me first go and bid them farewell who are at my Father's house." Jesus said, "No one having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of God." He is delaying coming and following the Lord. Keep your eyes focused on heaven. Faithfully love and serve God. So understand there's a cost, there are priorities, and they have to be in the right place. And we have to always keep our focus on heaven. Hope the lesson has been some benefit to you. Thank you so much for listening.